Accelerated class. Thank you for being here. It's really helpful if prior to your day one that you're outside on the east side stairwell welcoming students to your classrooms, having their name tents up and situated. So if you can get to campus about a half an hour early, maybe even 45 minutes early, that would be absolutely fantastic. Get them in there. Their planners should be on their desk. Their t-shirts should be on their desk. The pens should be on the desk. So those are the things that they should have prepared. Their little planner ruler thing should be on their desk. All of that is in your banker's box. And then say hello. Get them started. They should be working on a bell ringer. Tell them that a bell ringer is like pregame. It's a warm-up. There's lots of names for it, but it's essentially what the teachers expect students to be doing as soon as they walk in the door, even before the bell rings. And today's bell ringer is going to be inside their planner. They're reflecting on the quote and they're writing down what it means to them. Once they do that, take attendance. You're going to notice that Power School, because this isn't officially through Power School, you're going to have to take attendance on a separate sheet. So you could take it by hand and then bring it, put it back here digitally. I just want you to notice that, Randy, you're the second tab. So just in case you're like, I don't have an attendance sheet, you do. It's just there's different tabs. So you're going to take attendance. Talk to them about this prayer being really important. It's prayed on Mondays. It's called the Sushi Pay. It's a prayer that they're going to have to memorize for their theology classes. Since both of you are theology teachers, I think you can really tap into your prior knowledge here. Practice the St. Ignatius of Loyola Pray for Us as a call and response. Maybe say the prayer together or have one kid read the prayer. You decide what's best. Both of your classes are small, so you should be able to get through most of the content without any issues. So bell ringer, soft intro, and then we're going to do a name picnic. So when they do the name picnic, you're going to model it. So you're going to say, hey, I'm really excited. They should be in a circular formation. But we're about to go on a name picnic. And this picnic is special. This is how we do it. So, my first name is Caitlin, and I'm bringing kimchi. And we're going to go ahead and in order find out what other people's foods are. And the last person in the circle has to do everybody's names. So, for example, if my name is Caitlin and I'm bringing kimchi, and this is Randy and he's bringing radishes, Randy will introduce himself by saying, hi, I'm Randy, I'm bringing radishes, and this is Caitlin and she's bringing kimchi. And then if we had John and he's bringing jelly and Randy's bringing radishes and Caitlin's bringing kimchi. So we're going to do that with all the students until everybody gets everyone's name. You should go last because I want you to model for the students that you're paying attention and listening to them and you care about them. Once you've done that, it's fun. You're going to go ahead and have them turn to their clock partners. It's literally the page of the clock. And they're going to go around and look for their partners and write down their name and cell phone number. And the reason why we want to do that, well, you can even ask students, why do you think I want you to do that? Well, I want us to get to know, perfect. I want you to get to know different people. Exactly. So, have them go around. This should take about 5 minutes, no longer than 7 minutes, and have students say, okay, go around, ask a student, hey, do you have an appointment for 5 o'clock available? If they do, great, write their name down and their cell phone number down. If not, like, oh, sorry, I have that with John already. What about 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock, Randy, perfect. I write Randy's name down and then his cell phone number. Again, the whole idea is just to get them to know one another. Don't over-engineer the clock partners. There are going to be some that are left blank. It's not the end of the world. It's just to help with grouping and make it easier. Once we do that, we're going to say, go ahead and sit with your 3 o'clock partner right now. So we go ahead, we sit with our 3 o'clock partner. We're not going to do the activity yet. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What is active listening? Ask the students to provide you information. Fill in the gaps right here. How's it different from silent listening? And what's it look like on Zoom versus in person? Ask those questions. Get the discussion going. Say, I want you to engage in the active listening exercise. Partner A is going to be the speaker. Partner B is going to be the listener. If you have a hard time deciding who's partner A, who's partner B, whoever has the longest hair is partner A. Beautiful. So partner A, you are going to introduce yourself and tell your life story in a minute and a half. And partner B, with the shorter hair, you need to listen and listen actively. because you're going to need this information later. So you're going to do that, switch roles. If this timer is too extra for you, delete it, delete the Bitmojis, make addition or edits as you see fit. Then once they've done that exercise, you're going to say, okay, we said this is an exercise of active listening. So now what's going to happen is go find another partner group. So if I'm with John and Randy's with Christine, what's going to happen is Christine is going to tell Randy's story, Randy's going to tell Christine's story, I'm going to tell John's story, and John's going to tell my story. And so they're going to do that in 45-second rounds. And if they mess things up, there's this oops, ouch protocol, which is really great. Oops is, hey, you messed up my story. Or ouch is you messed up my story. Oops is, my bad, I didn't mean to say it like that. And so give students opportunity to engage in that protocol, have them tell their stories, and say, okay, so see, really intense timer, maybe that's not for you. In those same quads, the same life story quads, then they're going to go ahead and discuss this quote, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellent then is not an act, but a habit. And then have the students discuss this in groups of 4. What does it mean? How can I apply this to your first year at Loyola? What do you think it has to do with the course? Give them opportunity to discuss, 5 minutes, and then we're going to debrief. So, hey, what did you talk about in this quote? You can even go back to this slide. What did you learn about in this quote? Why do you think CY1 selected this quote, and what was that telling? What was it like telling other people's stories? Give students opportunity to really go through this. You'll notice I left 10 minutes for the debrief, and it's because I think it's an important aspect of the course. Once we've done that, we're going to go over and very, very quickly overview it. Here's CY1. Why are we here? Because CY1 is about understanding your story, Loyola's story, and finding your place in the greater Loyola story. We're creating networks of support with peers and with mentors like myself. We're keeping you in the loop on what's new. We're here to prepare you to ease your transition into practice. Who created this course? A bunch of people created this course. This is from our adult community and also through survey data from our Cub brothers. And this is made for you and for our adult community because our adult community benefits from the skills that you've learned over the summer. You don't have to read this slide, but just say you're going to learn a lot of good stuff. Everything from tech to how you should be in the classroom setting. And so here's what I really expect of you. And when you go over the rules, I think it's helpful if you want to contextualize what it means to you to be prepared, productive, and respectful. And finally, just say, hey, we have this belief to be C4L. You have to start with CY1. First impressions really matter. We want your first year to be the stepping stone to your second, third, and fourth year, and this is part of a longer year-long experience. Bio break. This is really important because you have in-person students. Contextualize what a bio break looks like. Hey, this is an appropriate time if you want to go outside, you want to go to the bathroom, you want to eat something, go ahead and do it. But I need you to be back at this time. And so give them a hard cutoff. Tell them that they can't be running around campus. They could either stay in the quad, stay in your classroom, or go to the bathroom. But we're really not trying to adventure at this point. After that, this is where things get really techy. So it's important to rehearse this part, but you'll get into it. Just tell the students ahead of time, this is going to feel like a lot. We're doing a tech seminar that's usually one day we're doing this tech seminar over 2 days, but it's going to feel like a lot of information. Some of it's easy and some of it might be difficult. We'll find out. So students should review the digital protocols, what's expected of them. What I would say is the 45, 90-degree protocol is really useful, and so have the students practice that. If I say 45 degrees, what does your laptop look like? Beautiful, 90, 45, and play a game if you need to, right? Quickly tell them Google Chrome. We are an Apple and Google Chrome school. All of our applications, tech platforms work best on Chrome. So if you have to use Firefox, a lot of you have Safari on your Macs. Use that for your personal email, but we want to use Chrome. So we're going to make sure that we have that downloaded and ready to go on our computer. Then we want them to look at, what is this thing called in the corner to the, right of your LHS, to the left of sometimes your bookworks. And we want students to understand that, this is called the waffle, the grid, the Rubik's Cube, the tic-tac-toe. There's so many different names for it. But essentially what it is all of your applications that are related to Google Workspace for Education. Have the students do shortcut Command-T and open a new tab. have them go to a log out. So if they are here, if they're just anywhere on there, and this is where maybe split screening is helpful, I can click on my face and then I can either see I've got other profiles. I just want to make sure that I am logged out and I'm on the right profile, right? Once I've done that, I've logged out. We're going to go ahead and get into bookmarking. And this should be fairly easy for students. So my advice to you would be to mirror with them. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Loyola. Everybody will do this with me, loyolahs.edu. We're going to go to Students. We're going to click on Google Workspace for Education. You're going to click on Google Workspace for Education one more time, and you should get to your Gmail. Now, if it gets to your personal Gmail, then you need to log out and log back in. If not, then you're good. You're going to go ahead and bookmark it, which is either click the star or go to Bookmarks, bookmark this tab. You need to rename it. You'll notice that mine's renamed as Gmail. Have them do that for the dashboard, have them do that for PowerSchool, have them do that for Canvas. Once they've done that, say, put your laptop 45 degrees so that I know that you're ready. You do a little check with classmates. Do they have their bookmarks renamed and ready to go? Beautiful. Go to their learning management system, Canvas, so they should click on their Canvas bookmark. And once they get there, ask them what an LMS means. LMS is a learning management system. You're going to notice that I'm split screen right now, and I think that's a really useful tool. So, what is the dashboard? What do you think a course card is? When I click on my course card for CY1, so you can click on John's. What's a landing page? Home page, great. You'll notice this is our agenda for the whole week. We're rocking and rolling. The importance of announcements. This is how I'm going to communicate with you, and we're going to set up your notifications today so you'll know about your homework, you'll know about everything, etc. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the good stuff. So now we're going to work on 3 things. You're going to set up your profile picture, your notification preferences, and you're going to check your cell phone for text. Really quickly, when I go back to the bio break, you'll notice the instructions are to have a selfie or a picture of oneself on your phone. So that's going to be really useful and helpful for this portion. So once I do that, we're going to go to Account. We're going to click on my face, or in this case, the students are going to see settings. There's a little pencil here, and that's where they're going to make their profile picture. Tell them that it is essential for us, especially for their teachers, to see a picture of their face so that we know who we're working with. This is helpful for classes where we sometimes they have like their community service. Those people, they don't know their faces and names, so this is really helpful for our learning. Have them do that. Then we're going to have them go to set up your notifications. So account, notifications. Tell them the importance of, turning things on and off. I think having push notifications are helpful for the course content and announcements most prominently, but students can turn on and turn off notifications as they see fit. I think this is just good for them to visually see. And then this is kind of hard to see, but then we want them to eventually set up their text message. So they're going to do accounts. We're going to go to their account settings. And you can't do this with the split screen, so this is where I would stop sharing my big screen and show them when I click on other devices, contact method, they're going to put their cell phone number, carrier, it'll automatically populate an SMS email, and then we're good. It's good to go. Here's the issue. Sometimes they receive dual notification or two-way verification, and sometimes they don't. So just be prepared for some questions like, I don't know what's going on, and that's okay. I would have their 3 o'clock partners be buddies and check, okay, what's going on? Okay. Next, we're going to talk about there are 4 types of submissions. So some assignments are no submission. That's like a Quizlet assignment where you complete the assignment on a third-party website. You don't submit anything. The grade will be put into PowerSchool, probably not Canvas. There's an on-paper submission. That's when you turn something in to the teacher face-to-face. There's online submissions, which are file uploads and their external tools, or LTI integration. And does anyone know what LTI is? It's learning tools interoperability. It's essentially embedding a program within a program. So embedding Flipgrid within a learning management system, so you don't have to go to that third-party website. Tell them we're going to focus on an online submission today, and we're going to do it via a 6-word memoir. Ask them what a memoir is. They should know, if they're doing their summer reading, that Glass Castle is a memoir. Tell them that Ernest Hemingway was challenged to come up with a story in just 6 words. Have somebody read the story. Try to surmise what do you think he's trying to say with this story? What's the narrative here, and why is it so poignant? Once you do that, have the students spend 5 minutes reflecting and writing over their experience of the pandemic. Tell them that the temptation is to try to figure it out in 6 words. But right now is a time to write down their observations, to get creative, and write all the words. Then you can go ahead and bring it down to 6 content words, which are words that are meaning of substance, not like a, but, and the. Show your example, and then this is going to be their exit ticket. So they're going to go ahead and submit their 6 words, and they're going to type the draft into the text box, click submit. They're going to access their secondary device, or they need access to their secondary device and bring it tomorrow, and they need to download Genius Scan and Canvas app onto their cell phones. And that's the lesson, folks. So this is a good time to sort of check in one-on-one. This should be a pretty intense 150 minutes, but because you have smaller classes, it should be a lot of fun and a lot of personalities and relationship building, which is the idea. Alrighty, thank you.